Hi guys, it's Colton Lindsay here, winning the inner game. Super excited to have another 10 minutes with Fearless Agent. Today we got Matt Davies here. I'm excited because I've been watching his success in the Fearless Agent Facebook group, watching him learn, watching him grow, and it's cool to reach out and see what other people's experience has been with Fearless Agent coaching and training. Real quick, I do want to just let you know this obviously is sponsored by fearlessagent.com. I've put a link in the description that you can click and watch a free test drive introduction to what Fearless Agent coaching and training is all about. It's about 48 minutes, so just make sure you're scheduled to watch it. Check out the website. So Matt, go ahead in 60 seconds or less, tell us where you're from, how long you've been in the business, and how agents can get in touch with you.
Nice. My name is Matt Davies. I'm born and raised San Diego, California. I lived up in Orange County for college for a few years and lived up in LA doing medical device sales before I moved back to San Diego to get involved in the real estate game. And I have been doing that since January of 2015.
Awesome, man.
Phone number is 858-525-3131. A couple of the Fearless Agent people give me a call, and if they have any questions, I'm happy to answer 24/7.
And you had a couple of people call you a night or two ago about asking about Fearless Agent, right?
Just last night, out of the blue, two people back to back called me about it, and they both kind of had the same story. They're right on the edge, and they're thinking about doing it, and they just wanted to hear what I thought about it. And obviously, I've got nothing but good things to say.
You know, the number one thing that I hear from agents once they get started is I wish that I would have signed up sooner. The number one thing.
And I'll add my vote to that one as well. I completely
Awesome.
agree.
So how long you been in real estate?
So this is my 13th month or 14th month, like that.
So you're only in your second year right now.
Beginning of my second year. Rock and roll.
Awesome, man. So how long have you been with Fearless Agent learning with coaching and training there?
So I kind of started the new year back in November. You know, in my head, everyone's kind of wrapping everything up. And I was like, you know what? It's time to just implement some stuff. No need to wait or waste time. So I joined in November. I also switched brokerages in November. And that was kind of, I was interviewing coaches. And I knew exactly what I was looking for in terms of a coach. And I interviewed Mike Ferry. I interviewed, a couple of things up in LA. And what I was really looking for was a kind of an experience. I don't know if you've ever experienced like buying a pair of shoes or a car or something. And you're like, man, because I ran into that guy, my day is better. He did a great job, excellent customer service. I really feel like I gained a friend and I really won in this negotiation, this whole, transaction. So that was the kind of thing I was looking for in a coach, something that was tactful. It wasn't, we're just beating the phones and we're asking, when are you planning on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your house? They're like, F you, so I was looking for someone with a little bit more tact. And I talked to Bob and we spent, I think, 2.5 hours on the phone on a Sunday afternoon or something. And I was just blown away by everything he said and kind of every example of how he would handle a situation.
You know what's great about that? It just goes to show that Bob has nothing else going on in his life except for to talk to people like you for 2.5 hours on a Sunday afternoon, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
And he really is so dedicated. So how's your experience been since November, since you joined? How's your experience been with Bob and also with the weekly training calls?
He's been really easy to get a hold of. Every time I have a question, sometimes he doesn't pick up the first time, but if not, I'll get a return call in 20 minutes to an hour. And I'm always looking for something, how to handle a certain situation. And I think he says something, there's a million different ways to handle a situation or say something, but there's only one best way. And he really delivers on, okay, this is the best way, and I can fumble my way through stuff and BS and figure out how to, kind of come to a good way. Or I could just ask Bob for the best way and he could just tell you like that and you could memorize it and be, up and away.
Yeah, you're in a good spot because you weren't in the business for a long time and tainted with all of the other ways. And so that's you probably have a little bit in the first year you were in here, but so how about the weekly training calls? What do you like about those, or what have you learned on those?
Those are great. I mean, I like he opens it up at the end. You can jump on, ask anything that you specifically are having a problem with. And it's really kind of a time, it's like reading a book or it's really enriching, I guess. It's kind of like a midweek, get you pumped up and get you going again. And it's always kind of like next level. We're building a business here. We're not, just maintaining or trying to squeeze.
We just lost Matt. I think that
Sorry. So
you're,
can you hear me now?
yeah, we're having a phone call or
Sorry,
something.
I got a phone call.
Oh my gosh, dang
Well,
phone calls.
that's what happens when you call like 300 people every day.
You get these random
You
people calling
get,
you back.
I know, and you're like, yeah, I probably called you, man. I'm sorry already. So as I was saying, it's all about building your business, and it's definitely it's not the same material. It's you're building on something, and it's really like this all inclusive thing. So he's got some great stuff to say.
Awesome. So you obviously interviewed a few different coaches or coaching platforms. What is it that is different about the Fearless Agent coaching and training program versus you mentioned Mike Ferry and some other different organizations? What's different about it that you liked?
Well, a lot of those other, I would say probably every other coaching platform that I interviewed was all about creating an accountability system. And I understand just, in my own life is if you don't want to do something, you're not going to do something. So I think what people don't realize is you got to put the fire on yourself to get your numbers up and keep moving and keep doing things. But unless you're working with the best scripts and knowledge and language and verbiage, maybe you're being 20% as effective as you could be. So if conversion is 1 in 100 people, get some good scripts and talk to, I mean, that completely changes when you go with Fearless Agent scripts and kind of the dialogues. You're just going to be converting a lot more. Like I wrote in my post.
Another phone call. You get another phone call. You're gonna have to
I
silence
did.
those phone calls.
I know. I don't even know how to do it. I'm sorry. I just
That's all
did
right.
it. So, I mean, I wrote on my post last night in Fearless Agent. I think Bob told me, but it's kind of an age-old adage. You can dig a hole with a spoon, but I recommend a shovel. You know, so take.
There he is again. Another phone call. The busiest Fearless Agent
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh, man. Jeez. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I could have just lost like 30 grand there doing this, Colton. No, so you're really, you don't put like 87 octane in a Ferrari, like why don't we put some good stuff in our mouth so when we articulate it, we're gonna, make more money with less people.
Absolutely. And one of the secrets I learned early on with that same concept from Bob was to get more listings, lose fewer, right?
Sorry,
Lose fewer.
I lost you for
No,
a
that's all
second,
right.
Colton. One of the things you
To
learned
get
early.
more listings or to get more listings, to get more listing appointments, just lose fewer, right? So if you can, instead of taking 100 contacts to get one appointment, can take 50 contacts to get one appointment or get 25 contacts to get one appointment, you're going to be meeting with more people, right? So that's
Right.
awesome. So what would you say to someone that's maybe checking Fearless Agent out? Which, number one, would you recommend it to others?
I would absolutely recommend it to others. And I said last night, it's worth, if you do nothing but buy the presentations, which I don't recommend. It's great to be on to have instant access to Bob and to also be on the weekly phone calls. It's worth $1,000 to get the presentations. They're gold, like the listening presentation, you're engaging people, you're drawing things on white pieces of paper and showing them how this works, and you're being dynamic. It's not this, one-ended thing. Please sign the contract, like it's not, people want to sign the contract when you're done with it, so it's worth the money, for $1,000 or whatever it is now, just for the listing presentation and the 4 other presentations. And then monthly, it's just great. I mean, he's available as much as you need him, so.
And a lot of times we don't need a whole half hour with him or 2.5 hours. We need 30, 3 minutes with him, 2 minutes with him. It's a quick,
Yeah.
Little adjustment, one little pivot with what we're doing. How does it feel to know that you can charge more than your competition?
Awesome. I mean, every single time, everybody should be working towards that. A lot of people in my market see this girl that's got tons of bus bench ads with 1.5% sells your house. And I don't know, I would never even entertain the idea of that because I know fundamentally that's people don't want that. I think Brian Kurtz or something posted a great article from a blog that said something, why my time as a discount agent was a complete waste of time. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see it.
I mean, it was just a great article, and people want to pay for excellent service for a professional. They want to trust somebody with the sale of their house like that is a professional. So people are willing to pay a premium, just like you and I will pay a premium for something we want.
Absolutely. I mean, you're dealing with the biggest transaction of your entire life. Why not go ahead and get the best agent in the entire world to work with you? And typically that does come with a premium. And for me, I don't know if you struggle with this. Like I had troubles like saying, yeah, I'm going to do 7%. Like I felt like I was almost overcharging. So I had to start and start, okay, anything 100 and below, I would do 7%, then 125 and below, then 150 and below. And you're in San Diego, right? Is that where you're
Right.
at?
Yeah.
So you probably don't deal, those don't even exist. $150,000 listings don't exist in San
I've
Diego.
sold one for like 120, and it wasn't a mobile home. It was a condo. Yeah, but
So you know,
I
I
charged like 6% on that, and I took 3.5. I gave 2.5 to the other agent. So I mean, it's a slightly different market, but I'm getting 6% signed.
so and for me, I always charge 6%. Now, like to charge 7%, it just feels so much better. But I didn't start out that way like Bob teaches. I had to gradually get that confidence to where I could go in and ask for the 7% and easily get it. So awesome,
Absolutely.
man. So anything else that you'd like to add to anyone that's even considering Fearless Agent, or just has anything you want to say about Fearless Agent, or maybe your experience with Fearless Agent, anything at all?
Sure. I mean, I guess if you're looking for some accountability thing, like go pay someone from Craigslist to like slap you every 10 minutes, you're not being productive. I don't know why people are searching for this like golden ticket, like thing that something's going to force them to take action. You need to take action in your life for yourself, for your own reasons, your family, your goals, whatever it is. But if you want that action that you're taking, if you're going to take massive action, you want that to be as effective as possible, then sign up for Fearless Agent, because that's premium fuel. That's premium stuff that you're going to be saying, and the more you work with it, the more natural it becomes, and people are blown away because a lot of agents are really pushy, they're unprofessional, they're blah 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 blah. And I don't get the kind of resistance that I used to get when I'm trying to regurgitate this Mike Ferry stuff, and I didn't feel comfortable when I'm trying to say it. There's some good stuff in there, like embedded commands and stuff, but I really think it's a positive. It's the best route. Honestly, I couldn't, and if you have specific questions, feel free to reach out to me and talk about it, because I mean, I'm pumped on it, man. Like I'll take the time with somebody that's, tired or they're burnt or whatever, and they're not feeling good about it. I talked to someone last night that was, I think his attitude was kind of like burned by, the other coaches that he's been with, or the other, kind of methods that he's been taking. And Fearless Agent's been a game changer for me and for everybody that, I see on the Facebook group. I don't see any trolls on there saying this is a waste of money, this is a scam. Everyone's pretty pumped on it.
Yeah, it is. It's changed my entire life. I've been learning it for over a decade now. So results. What have some specific results that you've seen since November, since you started with Fearless Agent coaching and training?
I've made more money this year than I've made all of last year combined already.
That doesn't suck. I've made more money all
Yeah.
of this, and we're
Yeah.
only March 6th, 8th, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
March 8th. So in less than 90 days, in just about 70 days, you have earned more money than the previous 365 days without Fearless Agent. You
Yeah.
rock, man. Anyone that's even have a question, that right there should push you off the fence. How you can get started is you just go to fearlessagent.com, click on the sign up for coaching. How it works, it's $997 up front to get all the 5 presentations, and it's $97 a month after that for your monthly trainings. Weekly trainings. It's a 1-hour weekly training call each week with Q&A. Also, if you have any questions, just go to Fearless Agent and there's a free webinar. The link is in the description here. That price is not going to stay there. I know that for a fact. Bob told me that he was only going to increase the price once there was one person per day that was ordering it. And I know in February there were 27 new Fearless Agents that joined. So that means he's only 2 people away. So if there's, once it hits 30 people in a month, boom, price is going up. So I would hop on it before the price goes up for that initial investment. Thanks, Matt, for being on.
Thank you for
Appreciate you,
having me.
man. Yeah, you rock, man. We'll see ya.
My pleasure. Thanks. Bye.